Well, Pearson, the 47th regular meeting of the Conference of Heads of Government of the Caribbean Community concluded yesterday evening, and while the climate crisis and Hurricane Beryl were heavily discussed, it would be the issue of crime and violence that dominated the talks, with several suggestions on the table.
The need to strengthen our legislative response to the issue of violence, crime, criminality, corruption, trafficking in firearms is certainly one of the emerging consensus. As part of the discussion, individual member states have, over the last several months, and perhaps year and a half, have been embarking upon strengthening legislation to deal with firearms possession, trafficking in firearms, the sentences associated with those. And one of the things we discussed is taking a regional approach to a comprehensive review of all existing legislation that treats with firearms, the possession and the trafficking of firearms.
Chair of CARICOM and Prime Minister of Grenada, Deacon Mitchell, added that the issue of bail was also extensively discussed, and the heads of government reiterated their commitment to sharing of best practices, information, and legislation. Of note is that Barbados Prime Minister Mia Amor Motley left Grenada for home before the closing media conference to participate in parliamentary debate on an amendment to the country's Bail Act. A number of other pressing matters impacting the region were under the spotlight, including CARICOM's drive to make the region more food secure. President of Guyana, Dr. Irfan Ali, shared that prior to Hurricane Beryl, CARICOM managed to reduce its food import bill by 12%, which is more than $500 million. While still far off from the 25% by 2025 target, it was progress. He says the recent hurricane is a major setback given the damage to the agriculture sector.
From initial assessment, the damage to the sector as a result of Beryl is more than $150 million US, and that is only the initial assessment. We have not even put a cost on land degradation.
As a result of this, Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, believes the target of 25% reduction by 2025 has to be pushed back, noting that it was merely aspirational. Along with food security, the ongoing security issue in Haiti is a priority. In fact, Haiti's Transitional Presidential Council President Edgar Leblanc-Fils was present at this meeting and expressed his gratitude to CARICOM, which was instrumental in driving the progress made in Haiti so far. He announced that a transitional electoral process will be put in place, which will allow for general elections at the end of 2025. And while he notes that progress had been made, it's been within a difficult context, marked particularly by gun violence. While gang violence remains a concern, there is also an ongoing dire humanitarian crisis. As a result, CARICOM has committed to sending aid. When I asked if, along with aid and troops, consideration was being made to give Haitians visa-free access, CARICOM Chairman Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell said that was not specifically discussed, but moreover, it would not solve the security challenge.
We have to appreciate our own capacity, capabilities, and try to ensure that the strategies that we support are strategies that will ultimately be impactful and more long-lasting to stabilizing the situation in Haiti.
The increase in shipping, regional trade, and intra-regional travel, among other things, were also discussed. However, with multiple Caribbean countries currently in rebuilding mode following the passage of Hurricane Beryl, the CARICOM leaders leave Grenada with the climate crisis top of mind as they prepare to head to COP29 in November, with one voice and one mission: to get the international community to act now on providing climate financing for both loss and damage, as well as adaptation.